try to postpone the 2022 general election at your own peril. The United Green Movement Party would like to warn the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission to postpone the 2022 general election at their own peril. The Constitution of Kenya, 2010, Article 88(4), makes the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission responsible for conducting or supervising referenda and elections to any elective body or office established by the Constitution. That responsibility and power shall be exercised in accordance with the Constitution and national legislation. The United Green Movement Party would like to remind the IEBC that under Article 249 of the Constitution of Kenya, they are to, amongst others, protect the sovereignty of the people and promote constitutionalism. That they are only subject to the Constitution and the law, are independent and not subject to direction or control by any person or authority. The Constitution of Kenya, Article 101, has set the date for the general election, which shall and should be held on the second Tuesday in August every 5th year. The date falls on the 9th August 2022, and that is the date Kenyans should and must go to the general election. The United Green Movement Party is aware that the Constitution of Kenya, Article 102, sets the term of Parliament to expire on the date of the next general election, in which case the term of the 12th Parliament should and shall expire on the 9th August 2022. However, that the very Constitution allows a resolution of 2/3 in each House of Parliament from time to time to extend the term of Parliament by not more than 6 months, only and only when Kenya is at war. Even that extension cannot be more than 12 months. There has been testing of waters or some unfortunate pronouncements by some Kenyan leaders who think that the rest of us are tenants in their vast estates, that the election should be postponed to help them carry out other activities, sometimes even saying the president is too young to retire. Their stale and unfortunate joke has found its way to the African Court on Human and People's Rights, which through an advisory wants to give the African despots a carte blanche to postpone elections in their countries because of COVID-19 related issues. First, to the African Court on Human and People's Rights, their advisory should be more on how African governments should be moving to roll out mass vaccination against COVID-19. The rest of the world is managing COVID-19 through mass vaccinations, but the judges of the African Court on Human and People's Rights are twiddling their fingers and wringing their hands in despair. Africans cannot be masked to eternity. The African Court on Human and People's Rights needs to give the African governments an advisory on how to prioritize government budgets to target mass vaccination, which falls within the ambit of the right to health as an economic, social, cultural right, which is also a right under the jurisdiction of the court. Not advisories that could be misinterpreted by all too eager African despots to violate rights, especially the right to vote. Second, to the self-declared Kenyan landlords, we tenants are telling you that the next general election shall and must be held on August 9th, 2022. To the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, the general election is in your hands. It shall and must be held on the 9th August 2022. Postpone it at your own peril. As the United Green Movement Party, we will move both to the local and international courts to ensure that each and every commissioner is held personally liable should there be any violence or instability that would be occasioned by the postponement of the general election. We would finally wish to urge the IEBC to fast-track their other mandates in line with the preparation for the 2022 general election, which includes continuous registration of voters, especially youth who are going to be first-time voters, among them in tertiary and university colleges, unemployed youth, and voters in the diaspora. This continuous voter registration now needs to be promoted, publicized, and accompanied by requisite civic education as we approach 2022, without being left to the vagaries of the individual voters. The voice of this category of voters need to count as well, as it is the civil and political rights anticipated by the Constitution. As the United Green Movement Party, we would like all Kenyans to wish them the very best as we prepare for the general election on 9th August 2022. We would like to remind Kenyans of the all-time duty that the Constitution of Kenya 2010, Article 3 bestows upon us, and I quote, an obligation to respect, uphold, and defend the Constitution. God bless the United Green Movement. God bless Kenya.